Feeling lost in the crypto noise trying to find genuinely disruptive opportunities? The next internet isn't just about new apps. It's about a complete overhaul of how data, ownership, and value are created online. Learn how strategically investing in Web3's core infrastructure can position you at the forefront of this monumental shift, creating lasting wealth beyond speculative fads. The purpose of this video is to strip away the crypto hype and reveal the industrial-grade investment opportunity within Web3 infrastructure. We are moving beyond retail speculation and into the world of decentralized physical infrastructure, DePIN, modular blockchains, and decentralized AI. You are about to learn how to identify the utilities of the 21st century, the digital power lines and water pipes that will make the next trillion-dollar companies possible. This is about radical wealth positioning in the bedrock of the new world. We take the current internet for granted. Every time you stream a movie, save a file to the cloud, or send a payment, you are using infrastructure owned by a handful of megacorporations. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft don't just host the web, they are the web. But in 2026, this centralized model is hitting a wall. It's expensive, it's vulnerable to single points of failure, and it harvests your data as the cost of admission. The current backbone is fragile. We see it in massive server outages and escalating cloud costs that eat the margins of every modern business. Web3 infrastructure isn't just a nice-to-have, it is the necessary response to a failing system. We are shifting from centralized permission to decentralized autonomy. The value isn't in the website you visit. It's in the nodes, the storage protocols, and the validators that make that visit possible without a middleman. If you could have owned a percentage of the fiber-optic cables laid in the 90s, would you have cared about the websites they connected? The most explosive sector in 2026 is DePIN, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Networks. This is where the blockchain meets the real world. Instead of a multi-billion-dollar company building a 5G network or a weather station grid, thousands of individuals buy small hardware devices, plug them in at home, and provide that service to the world. Think of it like Airbnb, but for the internet's physical needs. Projects like Helium for connectivity or HiveMapper for mapping are just the beginning. The power play here is that these networks are built at a fraction of the cost of traditional infrastructure because there is no massive corporate overhead. As an investor, you aren't just buying a token. You are providing the capital for a global, decentralized utility. The demand for bandwidth, energy, and data is infinite, and DePIN is the first model designed to scale as fast as that demand. What happens when the world's largest telecommunications company doesn't own a single cell tower? In the early days of Web3, we had monolithic blockchains like Ethereum, chains that tried to do everything: execution, settlement, and data storage, all at once. It was like trying to run a city's entire economy out of one building. It doesn't scale. Enter modular architecture. We are now seeing the unbundling of the blockchain. You have layers dedicated solely to making transactions fast, and separate layers dedicated solely to keeping data safe. For investors, this is the Legofication of the internet. You can now invest in specific verticals of the tech stack. Whether it's data availability layers like Celestia or execution rollups, the smart money is moving away from all-in-one bets and into the specialized components that make the whole system run efficiently. This is how you build a resilient, diversified portfolio in the foundation, not the attic. In a gold rush, don't bet on the miner, bet on the company that patented the shovel. AI is the most powerful technology of our time, but right now, it is controlled by the same few companies that control the cloud. If you want to run a massive AI model, you have to rent a GPU from a giant tech firm. This is the ultimate bottleneck of the future. The Web3 power play involves decentralized compute. Platforms are now allowing anyone to contribute their idle GPU power to a global pool. This creates a decentralized supercomputer that AI developers can use for half the price. By investing in the protocols that coordinate this compute power, you are effectively investing in the fuel for the AI revolution. Without decentralized infrastructure, AI becomes a closed-loop monopoly. With it, it becomes a global resource, and the investors providing that resource are the new oil barons of the digital age. The most valuable commodity in 2026 isn't oil or gold, it's high-performance compute cycles. If you're ready to stop watching from the sidelines, you need to know which projects are actually laying the concrete. Here is the 2026 Web3 Infrastructure Watchlist across the two most critical sectors. The DePIN Titans Physical Infrastructure. 1. Render. The global leader in decentralized GPU power. It's no longer just for 3D artists. Render is now a primary provider for AI inference and generative video processing. 2. Helium. The pioneer of decentralized wireless. With its expansion into 5G and mobile carrier services, Helium is proving that a community-built network can compete with legacy telecom giants. 3. Filecoin. As the demand for AI training data explodes, Filecoin has pivoted to become the Library of Alexandria for verifiable, decentralized data storage. The decentralized AI pioneers. 4. Bittenzer. Often called the Bitcoin of AI, Bittenzer is a decentralized neural network where machine learning models compete and collaborate. It's the foundational layer for open-source intelligence. 5. Artificial Superintelligence Alliance (FET). Following the massive merger of Fetch.ai, SingularityNet, and Ocean, this alliance is building a unified, decentralized ecosystem for autonomous agents and AGI development. 6. Mantra. The bridge for institutional RWA, real-world assets. While they focus on finance, their infrastructure is what allows legacy money to flow securely into these new decentralized networks. The largest infrastructure companies of 2030 won't have corporate offices, they will have global node networks. How do you separate the signal from the noise? To invest in infrastructure, you must look for value accrual. A token that has no purpose other than governance is a speculative gamble. You are looking for tokens that are required to use the service, tokens that are burned or staked to provide security or access to the network. When a network's usage goes up, the demand for the token must go up by design. Look for projects with high developer activity and real-world partnerships. If a Fortune 500 company is using a decentralized storage protocol to save costs, that is a utility. If a city is using a DePIN network to monitor its air quality, that is infrastructure. This is the shift from hoping the price goes up to knowing the network is being used. If a token doesn't solve a multi-billion-dollar problem, it's not an investment, it's a donation. We are living through the most significant architectural shift in human history. The transition from a centralized, corporate-owned internet to a decentralized, user-owned infrastructure is inevitable. The power play isn't about finding the next meme, it's about owning the foundation. By investing in DePIN, modularity, and decentralized AI, you are positioning yourself at the very start of the Web3 supercycle. If you're ready to stop gambling and start building a real-world digital legacy, you need to stay ahead of these trends. Like this video if you're ready to own a piece of the future, and subscribe to join our community of sophisticated investors. We dive deep into the technical and fundamental shifts of the blockchain every week so you never get left behind by the noise. The internet is being rebuilt. Make sure you own the blueprints.